talk to you.
Welcome to another exhilarating edition of the Sofa King Smarks podcast. Here we are going to review this last week's episodes of SmackDown and Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, L.A. Knight, yeah, is back. And he has survived COVID, ladies and gentlemen. He's been gone 1 week. I hope you did not miss him. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chet Von Chetsky, and I'm here with that dude, Ben. How the hell are you, buddy?
I'm doing excellent. How about yourself?
I'm doing phenomenal.
Excellent.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Yes, sir. What do you think about LA Knight coming back, baby? Being Cena's partner.
It's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, I've been huge on LA Knight since he was NXT, even before then. Eli Drake, yeah. Yeah, I saw one of his last indie wrestling matches in January of 2020 because he signed with WWE in February, I believe.
Yeah, 21, I think.
So I got to see one of his last few indie shows. So that was pretty cool. I got to see him wrestle Christopher Daniels on the indies. That was pretty phenomenal.
Nice.
I loved it when he was in NXT and Cameron Grimes was his butler. That was pretty sweet. I was not high on him being Max Dupree.
That was garbage.
Big fan of that. What'd you think of that garbage?
That was fucking garbage. So bad. It's so cringe because I don't understand, and no one understands besides Vince McMahon, how you go from developing a star in NXT, which is supposed to be your developmental product, and you bring them up to the main roster and just completely butcher everything about them to where people don't care about them anymore. Like Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode is a primetime example of a ruined talent. I still understand why WWE always felt the need to not always bring the character up, the same exact character, like whether he was a heel. Like Bobby Roode was instant babyface, and that did not fit his gimmick.
Well, he was babyface in SmackDown, and then he was still a heel champion in NXT.
That's right.
So it didn't make any sense. It's one of those things where I have an epiphany.
Yeah, I got an idea.
And that's his logic.
We're gonna fuck Hunter in the ass.
I'm gonna fuck Hunter in the ass and make Stephanie McMahon watch him. Bring my NDA.
Oh man.
So yeah.
LA Knight coming back. That's pretty freaking awesome, man. I love LA Knight. My brother used to hate his guts, and now he's an LA Knight lover. So if you could turn him, if you could sell him, then that guy's got something going because he's one tough sell.
Very nice.
Yeah. But all right, let's get into this week's episode of SmackDown.
Sure.
Episode emanates from Sacramento, California. So the show opens with Jim Uso and Solo Sikoa coming down from the bloodline. They were flanked by Paul Heyman, the wise man. He comes down to the ring, and for the second week in a row, they start booing the ever-loving shit out of ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And Heyman just quickly goes, my name is not Boo. And that got a good chuckle out of me.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. He proceeds to call Sacramento an absolute hellhole. And then he says he's been given permission to acknowledge the tribal chief because he refuses to show up to work. I mean, he's just hit 100 days in a row without defending his title. But that's different. Another argument for another day. I don't even have enough time to bitch about that anymore.
No one does.
Paul Heyman proceeds to call Cena the second greatest of all time as they recap last week's beatdown. Another well-done WWE video. And Paul Heyman informs us Cena is having transportation issues, which is going to be a running theme this evening. So, and then as he's telling that, Jay starts holding his hand out like the tribal chief Roman Reigns would, and it gets a pretty dirty look from Paul Heyman, and then he just snatches it out of his hand after he laughs it off like he wasn't going to do anything. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. But then out of nowhere, Carl Anderson attacks. And outside of the ring, Solo tells Jim to either handle this before he does. Whatever that means. Is he going to fuck up Jim? Is he going...
That was very unclear.
Yeah. I need some clarity there.
Yeah. Like, who are we fucking up? Tell me.
I mean, are these orders coming from Roman Reigns? Because Heyman whispered something in his ear. What do you think he said? You think he said something like Dominic and Rhea talk about?
Maybe, you know.
Yeah. Like he's whispering sweet nothings in Solo's ear.
Sweet mommies.
Yeah. Sweet mommies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to her later.
Sweet
It was
Heymans.
a pretty good little interesting back and forth with her and another Uso on another show. All right. But that leads to, what do you know, a Jim Uso versus Carl Anderson match. Yeah. I wrote down eye rake, super kick, Uso splash. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I wrote down spine buster and then loss.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out with the Paul Heyman segment is, unlike last week when they booed the hell out of, when it was real boos for Paul Heyman, this one you can tell that the production fucked up again and lowered Paul Heyman's mic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which was ridiculously just obvious. And you're supposed to, if you have a production company, you're supposed to do a better job at that. And I don't understand. They just get random interns who've never done this before to do it, because I am pretty sure I can do a better job at picking up the cues and stuff
I
like
would
that.
feel like me too.
Yeah.
But, you know, also last week, the fine folks of Arizona, you might know a thing or two about those people.
Sometimes.
They had a legitimate reason to boo the shit
we did.
out of Paul Heyman.
We did.
And the Bloodline. They thought they were going to get a CENA match. They didn't get a CENA match. You know, not to mention they teased The Rock before the show, so they already had all y'all's panties in a wad waiting for something great to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had you on the edge of the seat to just boo the shit out of them. The show had progressed to the point to where they were garnering the reaction that they wanted from you. But this week, the show just opens up with them, and as they're standing in the ring, those people in the crowd have to watch a 2-minute recap of all the shit that happened the week before that they've already seen. So they're just, you know what I'm saying? So by the time Paul Heyman is doing his thing, you know, they're already bored almost.
Yeah. Well,
they have no reason to give any heat to the situation.
There was one guy, and I don't know if you paid attention, but like I said on last week's podcast, I like to look at everything, not just what's happening in the ring. There's a heavy set dude in the front row.
Hefty fella, brother.
Who was
have him in my notes.
Yeah, okay, good. He was going ape shit through the entire fucking match, like not the entire match, but the entire show.
The whole show, dude.
Which
whoever was
very
sitting around him and behind him, I felt bad for.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah. Like by the time the main event happened, I was like, sit your fat ass down. Because I just, like, when I go to shows, I'm very respectful. Like, I stand up when it's time to, like, everyone around me has to stand up. Unless it's just, I'm marking out for something, then that's just going to happen for the most part. But it ain't the whole damn show.
Yeah, he probably couldn't sit down.
Yeah. And, you know, I've been at a WWE show, WWF, excuse me, where there was 5,000 signs and had a great time.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to go to that now.
Yeah, neither do I.
You know, so, I've been to a show where there was 5 signs and I was behind the one kid with the John Cena side, hoping tonight he's showing up. And I'm thinking, sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Mark.
He ain't going to be here.
Yeah. So fat guy from Sacramento, if you ever hear our podcast, sit the fuck down next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you, fatso.
PSA, sit the fuck down.
I don't care if you call it fat shaming. I'm fat. So
yeah, me too.
Fat recognizes fat.
We can do it because we're fat.
Has only motherfucker in America with type 3 diabetes. Insulin is coursing through that man's veins. But moving on.
Oh, that's great. That was great.
Next up, we got Bobby Lashley coming out looking like some kind of Mr. Rogers cult leader.
That was weird. His outfit was weird.
I mean, and the fact that he has alopecia doesn't help. You know, where you can't grow any hair. Yeah. And usually you don't notice it, but for some reason with this outfit and his, like, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer glasses or something.
I don't know. He had the alopecia.
And he had this like weird cardigan blazer with like this ribbon in the middle.
Yeah, the ribbon threw me off. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It reminded me of like some kind of Confederate plantation owner with the little ribbon in the front of his shirt from way back. Like I was like, what the hell is he wearing? It looked like something you see somebody running up out the side of Django, like just running around the house in.
Calling people massa?
Yeah, no, not even that. Like someone with a nice outfit on.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, like it made no sense to me. Bobby Lashley, he is a guest this week on the Grayson Waller effect. That's for yippee.
Yippee.
Yeah, but Lashley comes out. He's all smiles, all high fives.
Yeah.
Crowd loves him. He loves the crowd. He's so happy to be here with these people. And so Waller asked him about, the Street Profits losing and what is he going to find a new team? He said he's going to have to go back to the drawing board. And Waller then suggests that it should be Theory, which elicits some large boos from the crowd and himself. And upon hearing this, out come the well-dressed, slick Street Profits with a little bit of a mean mug look on their face. And they come storming down the people's ramp. And they get up in Lashley's face, and then he just keeps saying, prove it. Prove it. And whatever, just prove it.
Yeah, just prove it.
Like in my head, I know what he means, I think. But he's not portraying that message to anybody other than some dumb mark like me who understands stupid wrestling talk.
Yeah.
But at this point in the evening, things are a little gray for me because my DVR messed up.
Oh no.
And it skipped all the way straight to Santos and Ray. During the match, it's cutting to Jimmy and Solo backstage because I was watching and then said up next Cameron Grimes match, and then I fast forward through the commercial break, and all of a sudden it's the Santos Ray match, and I'm like rewinding back 4 to 5 times, like what the hell? So I'm thinking they cut the match for time for something. No, come to find out it happened. So if you have anything to tell me about this match of note, I'd love to hear it.
No.
Good. I don't have anything either.
There wasn't.
Thought it stuck so much, you didn't even want to show it to me.
There wasn't anything. And we're talking about the Santos Escobar match,
the Theory Grimes match. Did I miss anything there?
No.
I like Cameron Grimes.
There wasn't anything. Grayson Waller just basically says like, "Hey, you should have us, be your tag team," and Lashley was like, "No, he's not having Austin Theory."
Yeah,
so
he's like, "No, not that son of a bitch.
Not that son of a bitch."
He almost dropped a no. He got 2 no's.
Yeah, he almost.
Said, no.
and then he leaves because they hit Austin Theory's music, and then him and Austin Theory have a stare down in the ramp, and then he fights Cameron Grimes, and it was a snooze fest. I didn't even take notes on this match because it was just
like I said,
unnecessary. I mean,
YouTube TV thought there was no damn reason I should watch it. So, and based off what you told me, neither side. So next up, during the randomly fast forward through the Santos Ray match. During the match, they had a little, which I like that they did this. This was cool. They had a little picture-in-picture that wasn't during restaurant quality picture-in-picture commercial break. It was actually during the show where backstage Jim Uso and Solo Sikoa are beating the shit out of WWE officials / crew members. Not sure what they were, but that was awesome. The fact that they're like in match cutting to something, especially when it's cooler than the match.
Yeah, for sure. They're beating up on people who were potentially going to be John Cena's partner.
That's what it was, yeah. And he's like, "Yep, not going to be John Cena's partner."
It's stupid because in one of those, they're beating up the dude from Top Dollar.
No, it's Ashante the Adonis.
Yeah. Whatever.
From Skid Row.
From Skid Row, yeah. Top Dollar is the one that got let go.
Yeah. Top Dollar, he got sent his walking papers.
Yeah, the botched dollar.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, one of those things. They took out Adonis. He really has a chance to be John Cena's partner. He's a heel. He's a heel. Like, relax.
He did take a little spill through that table.
Mm-hmm.
He got a little like, "Thanks for coming. Get you a hot dog on the way out."
Go back to catering.
Yeah. Thanks for playing, brother.
Yeah.
All right, but Ray retains the U.S. title over Santos Escobar. I do not give a shit.
Yeah,
And this is where the best part of the match was where I don't know where the Street Profits started attacking Ray and Santos. So out comes the LWO.
Yeah, it was after.
It might as well be the JWO, the Jobber World Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they get dismantled by Bobby and company. And I'm going to call them the Butt Hurt Business, because until they reform the Hurt Business or come up with an equally cool name with an equally cool theme, because that original theme song of the Hurt Business was one of my favorite themes of probably the last 5 years that they've come out with.
Yeah, it was good.
It was my ringtone for a while.
Oh, no way.
It's
nice.
So awesome.
Yeah, that match was pretty boring. Ray wins with the roll up. But I mean, Rey Mysterio used to be so fun to watch, and now his matches are just, they're not fun. Like he doesn't do anything he used to, and I get it, he's old and things like that, but if you can't do the moves that you became famous with, then you probably shouldn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
It's like saying Rob Van Dam can't do the 5-star splash. You know what I mean? Like, if he's not going to do it, don't wrestle anymore. Because that's what he was talking about in his podcast the other day.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so Ray wins, and that's when the Profits come out and beat the crap out of the Loser War Order.
Yeah, so, street heels.
Yeah, it was a boring match. The whole segment, they did an interview segment with Ray and Santos Escobar separately, and they're just basically giving each other respect. And Escobar, like we talked about a few times already, he's such a great heel, but when these wrestlers have to go babyface, I don't understand why the acting is just so horrible. Like it just doesn't make any sense, because it's a lot
tougher to be a babyface than it is a heel, dude.
I understand that completely, but I'm not talking about being a babyface or a heel. I'm talking about the acting.
Yeah,
like the acting itself is just so bad. Like Selena Vega during the match had this stupid ass face. Like you're not really worried about them. You got to do a better job at acting. And this is where Roman Reigns overcame this dilemma, because when he was the top dog, everyone hated him. He was going off the script that Vince McMahon would write, and then he started taking acting classes. And I know sometimes you can't afford acting classes, but there has to be some cheap ones out there you can get for a wrestler that you're making money. And Roman Reigns came back, and he's as great as he is now because he went outside and got help. And these wrestlers, they don't do any of this stuff. And it drives me insane because it's not believable anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you there, because some of these when they turn babyface, they're corny.
They're very corny.
Very corny.
Super corny.
I mean, they can't all be MJF turn babyface and make you love him for him hating everybody.
No.
Yeah, but there's only one of those in the world. Speaking of only one of someone in the world, next up, John Cena shows up in a Mustang a la WrestleMania 23 Detroit. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
It was a rental, though, this time. A big. It might as well have said Avis on the front of it. Like the WrestleMania 23 one, it was like when right after they came out with the Mustang, Mustang.
Yeah.
And he had like special gold one.
Yeah, drifting all over downtown Detroit.
It was gold. It was either gold or green and gold, something like that. Yeah, and he was drifting all the way down. I don't know, what is that? Barry Sanders Boulevard?
I have no idea. I've never been to Detroit.
It might as well be Dan Campbell Parkway.
Dan Campbell Parkway.
But yeah, he shows up and he's spinning some tires in the parking garage. Looked a little dangerous, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So he shows up, he gets out of the car, and he does his little Cena strut, and he's got his contract in hand.
So
next, go ahead.
So what I was going to say is, per kayfabe, John Cena shows up straight from the airport. So
fully clothed.
Well, not just fully clothed, fully in wrestling gear.
And you think he rented that car in that gear?
He had to, right? Because a car rental doesn't take that long, especially if you're John Cena. Hey,
Do you think he checks his towel, like the towel he pulls out of his back pocket? You think he has to check that in like the overhead?
No, he goes into the plane and like, hey, I'm John Cena, and then okay, you're in. That's it. He goes into the car rental. I'm John Cena. Here's your
you
car.
Think John Cena can just walk on any plane and sit down and no one says a thing?
No, well, they can't see him.
Yeah.
So, so he got up in the morning from his hotel room and put on his wrestling gear. That's why he's ready to go at all times.
Dude, that's a great fucking point, man. That's why John Cena's the GOAT.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he also wears that, and he can answer and make a wish at any time.
Yeah.
And he can also wrestle a match. And
Anytime.
then you never know when he just all of a sudden start keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one thing John Cena can do. He can keep the peace.
It's everything.
Oh, but speaking of suck, which is not keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Flair, and Bayley. They have a little match. It's a good back and forth match. Charlotte, she's still peak, great wrestler, phenomenal wrestler.
She looks
I'm tired
great.
of her. I'm sick of her. I see her on the screen. I literally just say, fuck my life. Why? Especially when she inserts herself into the title picture. I don't care at all. What do you think about this? Charlotte.
I'm on the same. Situation. I'm on the same boat. It's like we've beaten a dead horse already. There's no character development for Charlotte, like none whatsoever. She just comes in, a la Brock Lesnar in 2014, just comes in, destroys shit, and leaves. That's what Charlotte is right now. And she cuts this stupid promo on Bayley saying, you're one of the four horsewomen, and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
now you're just a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's like, you should I'm not a fan when they cut promos right before matches, like when they're in the ring. Cut a promo, outside, do a Facebook Live or one of those iPhone promos, do something like that.
The best part about Collision or they don't do it anymore because CM Punk's gone, was they would open up with like old Saturday night main event like promos.
Yeah. Those are awesome.
And everyone who was wrestling that night had something to say about their opponent.
Do something like
quick,
that.
It was to the point. It was awesome. It had a great background soundtrack to it. It got you pumped for the show. And then it went into Elton John. Saturday nights, all right for a fight.
I remember get them a green screen like they did back in the day where Big Boss Man was like behind the jail cell or whatever. And then Bret Hart had like a bunch of hearts. Just do something like that. Do something cheesy. I don't care. Throw something different at me.
Dude, me and my brother go back and watch Saturday night main events all the time on Peacock just to watch the opening promos of the show. I mean, Mr. Fuji would have us invested in matches. A stupid match between some jobber he had and Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, and I do a Mr. Fuji accent, but I don't want to be called racist. So,
well, I'll call you racist anyways.
Hey, that's fine. I mean,
because you assume that I love the LWO, my people.
I also thought you were Canelo Alvarez fan.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times, Grand Wizard. And I mean, it adds up. You live in the South and everything.
I mean, there's probably a 66 2/3 chance that I'm within 10 miles of some organization, 3-letter organization.
You got the center math now, huh? I'm just saying, I've never seen the Grand Wizard and you together in the same room.
That is, God damn it. I do not have an alibi in that situation. Fuck. Hold on. I'm gonna do a Paul Heyman. Call David Duke.
And thanks for listening to the final episode of Smoking Game.
This is the last episode of Smoking Smart Path. We've been canceled by everybody. Tune in next week as Shit Von Shitsky joins the fray.
Oh man, good stuff.
But the one thing about back to the Charlotte of it all is so Asuka comes out to save Charlotte ? Why? And then starts saying a bunch of shit in Japanese, which I love when they just start yelling in Japanese, her and Io. But then Bayley hilariously accepts She goes, absolutely. They'd love to have a triple threat match at Fastlane between Io, Asuka, and Charlotte. And I'm just like, what? Why?
Yeah, why?
Like she made me laugh by translating her because it made me think of Creed from The Office. When he goes, hey man, can you read this? And he goes, absolutely. And he goes, ting tong, ting tong, now. And then he just walks off.
Yeah. Oh man, that's another podcast idea. The Office, because I love
absolutely.
The Office.
But what do you think about that triple threat match? Why do you care? And do you think Charlotte Flair, are they going to do the bullshit with her again? Are they going to pull the trigger on that bullshit again?
Maybe. I mean, it's one of those things where
they can't do it this time. Come on, man.
They shouldn't. It's not that they can or can't. It's they shouldn't.
No.
Because you take away any momentum from anybody that you're building, whether it's Asuka, Bayley, Io, Dakota, like anybody. You're basically, you put Charlotte in the front of the line and you're just dismissing everyone's comeuppance. You know what I mean? So I hope Endeavor actually has some good writers back there, because we don't want that.
No. Well, no.
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh.
Fuck.
What happened?
Oh, God damn it. It's going to happen, dude.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Charlotte's winning this fucking match. I don't want it to happen. I think it's going to happen. But on to bigger, better things.
Yeah.
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 Next up, we got John Cena. He's coming down in the ring. He says he's going to fight the Bloodline 2-on-1 if he has to, because he doesn't have a partner. And then out come old Jim and Solo. He lifts up Solo for an AA. He eats another super kick this week. They lay Cena out, go to the outside, lay him on the announce table. Jim's about to go to the top rope, but Solo stops him and says, no.
Yeah.
I'm doing this shit, motherfucker. So Solo gets on top rope, and then all of a sudden you hear L.A., and the crowd just explodes.
Goes ape shit.
Yeah. The roof blew off the place. This should have been happening live for you last week, but a little thing called COVID.
Fucking COVID.
But LA Knight, he is back. He's better than ever. He's got superior lungs now. He's a COVID survivor.
He's wearing cool shoes too.
Immunized. He's got one of them Aaron Rodgers rehabilitation. He's quick. He's back to work, dude. He's ready to bust ass. He comes out. He is Solo with a BFT.
He had help from
he
had help from Mr. Pfizer. Did you hear that?
Mr. Pfizer. He is Solo. Oh shit!
Shit!
It's this LA Knight, yeah. LA Pfizer, yeah. So he hits Jim COVID with the power slam, and then he hits the LA elbow to Jim. LA Knight grabs the contract, gets his vaccine, and we're off to Fastlane, baby. That's the end of SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, it was one of those things where, unfortunately, we all saw that coming because everyone spoiled it, and on the dirt sheets and everything like that. That was supposed to happen last week. So it was good, but in my opinion, it was underwhelming for me because we all, I knew it was coming.
See, I didn't, because I'm watching the show at the end going, and then when LA Knight didn't come out, I'm like, what? And then I got on my phone. I was like, oh. And then you told us about the refunds, and I did see that they were offering anybody who wanted a refund could have got goddamn, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man would have been at your show, they would have refunded him for both of his seats he sat in.
Yeah. That was funny. But I did want to mention something that before this whole segment, the Pretty Deadly had another one of those skits. Did you watch
that might have been cut out from my DVR, dude.
Oh, did it? Oh my God, it was pretty good.
So awesome.
It was good because it was, I don't know, Elton is the one that got injured, and the other one I don't remember. I don't know his name.
Kit.
But, yeah, Kit.
Yeah.
He was training Elton to get back into shape. So they had this like vignette of him being in the wheelchair and trying to hit a punching bag with the chair, and he like fell off the chair. It was freaking hilarious. Then he tried. They had a dummy, a punching dummy, and they tried to get Elton to poke him in the eyes, but he kept poking him in the mouth. It was so stupid, but it was so good. And then they made a shirt. They're advertising a shirt. It says #EltonStrong.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They're totally ripping off AEW right now.
Yeah, I know. It was really good, though. It was pretty funny.
Hold on. They're doing Roddy Strong.
Yep.
Next Strong. #Next Strong.
Yep.
And he's in a wheelchair, too.
It was great. I thought it was great. I thought that, we all talk about how...
You know what's awesome, though? They're copying each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good shit, so it works in both.
Yeah, especially
it's like
since
all the people pitching about oh yeah, he's just a rock impersonator and Stone Cold and blah, blah,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, I like that shit. Every once in a while it works because everything else is giving us these days is a bunch of hodgepodge of bullshit. I don't even get to laugh at R-Truth sometimes in the middle of a show doing his little dumb shit anymore. Sometimes that'd be the highlight of the second hour. R-Truth doing some stupid fucking shit that just make you laugh.
Well, the thing that I like is that AEW name drops WWE sometimes, and then sometimes it just takes jabs at them. WWE does it very nonchalant, like with this Elton Strong thing. Like they take jabs at them, but you don't know unless you watch both shows. You don't know that they're taking jabs at them.
Or making a big deal about Jade signing. They don't do that.
Exactly.
They didn't do that for Cody.
No.
Before he debuted, which obviously you don't want that to be surprised. That would be ruined, but
yeah.
But it's like I was telling you before the pod, like back in the day, you only found out with someone signed when they'd show them in the ringside at a takeover.
Yeah, because those were good times.
Yeah, those were good times. You get pumped, and then they give you video packages for like 2 weeks, building them up. And then they go in 2 weeks, his first match, and you're like, sweet, you got something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's like, all right, watch the opening segment. All right, same.
We want
repeat. It's going to be the main event.
We want clicks.
I will say this week on Raw, though, they did give me a big time swerve, an unexpected swerve.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Just the way how certain things. I've never seen a contract signing and the match on the same show.
Yeah. Now, my understanding, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I do work with contracts every day. When I do a contract, I put a date on there where something's going to happen. I don't just, have them sign then change the date later. Legally, you can't do that.
So it's not like card subject to change. It doesn't say that at the bottom of the contract?
not at all.
Huh.
Not on a legal contract. So, come on, WWE, get your shit together.
Yeah, I mean, he signed a contract.
He signed it.
Mention, like, I thought the match was going to be at Fastlane.
Yeah. Which
then I think the contract was for next week's Raw.
It was, yeah.
And then by the time it was all said and done, the match was the main event, and it was a banger. Don't get me wrong.
It was a banger.
Was awesome. I was pumped for the match whenever the fuck it was happening.
Yeah.
It really made no sense if you didn't know about other certain things that affected the show that were out of the control of WWE, mainly injuries.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
So this week's episode, Raw, it opens up with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler fighting at the top of the ramp. I'm not, I thought that they were supposed to open with them in a match, so that didn't happen. And then out comes Raquel Rodriguez, Reina Gonzalez, whatever. What's her name?
Raquel Rodriguez?
Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez?
Sure. Yeah.
Tight. All right, cool.
And what I put down is when I heard her music, it made me want to watch Desperado.
Dude, I've been trying to figure out what about her music makes me think of something else, and that's what it is.
Yeah, it's Desperado. It's the
opening. Dude.
Desperado.
Fuck yeah, dude. You just bridged a huge gap in my brain. I don't know if I was going to be able to live too many more days without figuring out what the fuck that was. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Desperado.
Yeah. Thank you, Raina.
Yeah. I love it.
All right, but then so Raquel comes out
Mhm.
and delivers a big boot to Shayna.
Beats the shit out
As
of her.
Nia Jax just, I'm not going to say she jumped out of the way. I think gravity just took hold.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big return of Mommy Rhea Ripley. She returns. She proceeds to clean house. Once she's done dispatching of these jobber ladies, she calls out the Judgment Day. So out come Dominic and Priest. There's no Finn Balor. And Dominic is holding Rhea's title because, spoiler alert, he lost his NXT North America Championship this past Saturday at No Mercy.
To Trick Williams.
Trick Williams.
Yeah.
Former South Carolina Gamecock wide receiver. Just had to throw that in there real quick. All right.
Every time you get to mention that you just want to say the word Cox, you say it.
Yeah. Cox, game, Trick.
In no particular.
Trick and Cox in the same fucking sentence. That's a win-win.
That's a winner. You can sleep at night.
Yeah. So Mommy says she's been gone 2 weeks and Judgment Day just starts falling apart. Rhea tells Dom that he has a rematch this week on NXT, and if he doesn't win, then don't come back home to Mommy. And if he does come back home to Mommy, then he will be coming by himself.
Story of my life.
So next up, out comes main event Jey Uso, and his new theme is a banger, dude. I fucking love it.
It's fucking great. Both of them, him and Jim's are good.
Yeah, I like him. But here's one of my favorite, actually, maybe other than the main event, my favorite part of this show was Jey, little interaction with Mommy, because they got this little middle school, little cutesy looking out of the corner of the eye at each other, a little blushy. And he looks at her, he says he missed her. And then he says, we all missed you, Mommy. And I got a good laugh. His facials were awesome.
Yeah.
But then next up proceeds the same WWE opening of Raw bullshit. Out comes Cody for a save after some shenanigans. And then out comes Adam Pearce comes out and makes official that Cody and Jey versus Finn and Priest for the tag titles at Fastlane. And I'm like, well, that was random.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Tight. I guess you got to start progressing this pay-per-view somehow. You've literally given us one match as of beginning of SmackDown last Friday.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know who one of those person's partners were, even though we knew. So now I guess you just got to start throwing shit together.
Hoping
and once
sticks.
again, it's just proceeding to just throw another combination out there before they get to the War Games match, which I presume is going to be happening.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I hope so.
I hope all this bullshit isn't for nothing. I hope Dominic takes a Canadian destroyer through the top of the cage through JD McNonuts' face. And,
oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
That'd be awesome.
That would be great.
But next up, they have another video for Jade Cargill. They're hyping this woman up to be big. I think she's going to be big.
I mean, they should.
The WWE machine, they normally don't put this much hype behind a new signing. So, like I said, I'm pretty hyped for it. I think she's going to be great. She's built like a goddess with a physique. You see her walk by anywhere in public, and she's going to turn your head. Yeah. She just has that kind of aura and physique about her. Yeah. And once they teach her to give a good promo and get her squared up in the ring, I think she's going to be pretty phenomenal for the women's division for them.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Cole said that's the best free agent signing they've had in a long time. And I tried to go back and figure out who was the hottest free agent signing before her. And the only one that kept popping into my head was just AJ Styles back in 2016. Yeah.
I guess you could say Cody.
Oh yeah, Cody. I forgot about Cody. I don't care about Cody.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. Cody's right. Yeah, but even before that, I guess no one else, right?
I mean, when Moxley went to AEW in the beginning, it was huge and he was awesome. Now I do not care for him at all. But I thought that was pretty cool to me. Like at the time,
Yeah.
the way he debuted, that was pretty dope. But yeah, like they don't really hype anybody up new like this. So I think they're gonna do good by her. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a big WrestleMania match with her and Bianca Belair, because you know that WWE, if anything they do, they're gonna love to say that they have the all first of anything.
Yeah.
So
one thing that I'm thinking is, how long has Jade Cargill signed with WWE? Because let's say per kayfabe wise, a lot of people are saying, you know, she needs to train in the Performance Center before she makes the main roster debut. She'd had to sign way before when, so that she can get some time in the Performance Center, right? Like they're not.
She just had her last match on an episode of taped Rampage. I want to say anywhere from 4 to 6 within the last 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Against Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing with her. I think if she has 3 to 6 months of good in-ring training at the PC, you know, running the ropes in there, learning closer to the WWE style, because she has great strength, physicality.
Yeah.
She looks intimidating in the ring. So if you can just add a little more fluidity to her and give her the ability to have more than a 4-minute squash, which shows off no ability. I mean, half the time she would botch her finisher. So
for me, it's more of the ability to tell a story in the ring. Because no one does that in AEW, except for Bryan Danielson.
No, she tells a story on the way to the ring. You're like, whoa, this bitch is murder. Oh man, I bet she is bad. And then all of a sudden, big boot whiffs by 4 foot, and you're like,
like she's bad.
She looks damn good doing it.
Yeah, she looks. That's the thing. She looks great. She does.
Is that She-Hulk I see? God damn.
That was fucking hot.
But so next up, Imperium defeat Alpha Academy. And all I really got down is Maxine Dupree. God damn. Sexy as hell.
Yeah, she was looking mighty good.
She had this little tightsy onesie thing on, and it was showing everything she had to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The match was pretty your standard, nothing too fancy. Heels versus babyface. The one thing that I wrote down is Otis, just how good Otis is in the ring for a big guy, for a hoss. He does this. He had this move where he rolls in the mat, and then when he comes back up, he does a discus clothesline on one of the guys, and it looked great. Hit the way he rolled, it looked like someone that was super athletic.
Yeah. Oh, he is athletic.
Yeah, it was great.
He's a great wrestler in college.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I had because it was nothing.
Don't underestimate that man. He just learned how to read.
I mean, he made out with Mandy, so
he did.
I will never underestimate that guy.
I mean, he tell his grandkids, "I kissed an OnlyFans model on national television, stuck my tongue down her throat."
Yeah. Only us can.
I know he goes from Mandy to Maxine.
He's doing something right.
Yeah, that's from time. Yeah,
it gives me hope as a big guy.
Oh, yeah. I used to love when he's like Tucky. when he pulled the sandwich out of the briefcase. I laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah, it was so stupid but great at the same time.
Oh my god, he just pulls out a big submarine sandwich.
Yeah,
like the hero he is.
Like the hero he is. It was great, and then the next thing I thought was like, man, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, I mean, when he ate a sandwich during the Money in the Bank match when they had it inside Titan Tower.
Oh yeah.
He just stopped having the match and started eating.
Yeah.
Deli cuts.
Oh, I wish. Look, I'm hungry right now. I didn't have any dinner yet.
Yeah. All right, but next up, we have a contract signing between Tommaso Ciampa and Gunther for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship of the world. And Ciampa comes out to absolute dead silence.
Yeah.
They did not give two shits about him being here at all, but he
Yeah.
sways the people. He ends up swaying the people in his favor. Ciampa has a great promo about how he's always wanted to be the Intercontinental Champion since he was 5 years old. And Gunther has this biggest smile on his face.
Yeah,
like,
Gunther's so
you
great,
dumb
man.
son of a bitch, I do not care. And the first things out of his mouth is that he just starts trashing his appearance.
Yeah.
He's like, I show up in a suit and you show up in that.
Gunther looked great.
Gunther looks phenomenal.
Yeah, he looked fucking amazing.
Probably my favorite wrestler not named LA Knight on the main roster.
I was thinking that too when I was watching it. It's like, it just his entrance is A+, his appearance is A+, his wrestling skills are A+. Like everything, I mean, even his promo skills for someone whose first language isn't English, it's A+.
I think English is his third language.
Yeah. I mean, his English is better than mine.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said his English is better than mine.
No hablo español, homie.
And you grand wizard assy, yeah.
God damn it.
Fucking agreed with me.
Hold on. Call David Duke.
David Duke. You're like that dude Ben. Where do you live?
Call
again?
Roman Duke.
Call Roman Duke.
Call the tribal wizard.
Oh my god. Oh my lord. Biden shows up at my door.
Bloodline. We in bloodlines.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, we gotta get off that.
There is only one
gentlemen, this is definitely the last episode of the Peace Smart Podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Jesus Christ.
All right, but back to the contract signing.
Yes.
Tonight, first time ever I've seen a contract signing and the match happen on the same show.
Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. It threw me for a swerve. It got my attention even more than it already had. And
me too.
And Ciampa says that, tonight he will make Gunther tap. And then Pierce makes it official. The crowd goes nuts. They finally got something pretty decent for the most part this evening.
Yeah.
Because they've been literally fed the same bullshit we've seen for weeks for the most part. So and then next up we got Xavier Woods beats Ivar with the backwoods.
Oh, before that, I want to touch something on the Gunther
stuff. Did I miss something?
So Gunther slaps the shit out of Ciampa, and they have a little brawl in the ring. And Gunther grabs the table and throws it out of the ring. And as he turns around, Ciampa grabs the chair and just chucks it at Gunther.
Oh yeah, shit!
And that was
so badass.
That was so cool.
Moment. I didn't even write anything down.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just remember right now because I'm like, what happened? What happened? And it's like, yeah, he did that, and that was pretty cool. And then he did that lock on Gunther, which was it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that segment.
Sicilian stretch?
Sicilian stretch, yeah.
Sicilian slice?
Yeah, Sicilian.
No.
Sure.
No, the Sicilian slice. That's that Pizza Primo guy. Yeah, the Sicilian slice. That's probably No, it's the Sicilian. Didn't I write it down?
I know. I thought I did too. Oh, let's see.
The Sicilian stretch.
Oh well.
Oh man. You know what? We'll figure it out later. Because I'm pretty sure I got it in my notes. Next, ladies and gentlemen, that was some great, phenomenal, grade A broadcasting right there. So if you love Tommaso Ciampa and we feel like we just let you down, sorry, sucks to be you because your guy loses later on.
Yeah.
Spoiler. All right, next up we got Kofi Woods. David Woods.
Dude,
I'm gonna start running my mouth. I can't even start speaking with it.
I'm gonna call you GW Chat.
God damn. All right. Woods wins with a backwoods. Son of a bitch.
I can't breathe. Oh, you know what? I watched Monday Night Raw on Hulu, and I don't have any notes for this because I did not see this one.
All right. Well, you know what?
If Hulu didn't care, I don't care about this match.
I don't either. Next up, Cole interviews Seth Rollins in the ring.
Ooh, this was good.
And All of a sudden, Shinsuke pops up on the screen. He starts speaking Japanese. I'm loving these promos.
Yeah.
They're freaking awesome.
Great.
So as he's talking on the screen, Shinsuke sneaks behind him, which I don't know how Rollins didn't know. The entire crowd is screaming at him to turn around. Oh, wrestling, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling 101.
Yeah. Wrestling 100, really.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. So he attacks Rollins from behind with a chair. And then on the video proceeds to count because they have a last man standing match this Saturday. Is it this Saturday at Fastlane? Mm-hmm. So then Seth Rollins gets up on, I believe, 7. And then Shinsuke kicks him out from under and then sets a chair up and then slams him back first onto the chair.
Yeah,
and that looked like it hurt like some bitch.
Yeah.
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 Then
So
Seth Rollins gets up again and hits him with a Kinshasa.
yeah.
Then Shinsuke grabs the mic, counts to 10, proceeds to hold the World Heavyweight title high above his head. Therefore, Wrestling 101, he's losing.
Yeah. Yeah, he don't touch Thunder Moses' title.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, yeah, whoever holds the title high before the pay-per-view is losing, especially if you're not the champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to point out on this one was in the beginning where Seth Rollins was talking to Michael Cole about it, they dropped the puppet line from CM Punk's first pipe bomb from Ring of Honor. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, yeah. Were you talking about when he's called him a puppeteer? Or
yeah,
a puppet,
we call him. He called him a puppet. He called him a puppet.
Yeah,
and CM Punk talked about that. So they're dropping a lot of CM Punk references.
Somebody said best in the world last week, I think.
Yeah. So they're dropping a lot of CM Punk references, and I know a lot of us say we don't care if CM Punk comes back to WWE. Yeah, we fucking do.
Yeah,
Everyone cares. Everyone fucking cares. Dude, if
second Dynamite came to Columbia, South Carolina, CM Punk was there, I bought tickets that day because I got to see CM Punk live.
Yeah,
see him wrestle. I got to see him open the show, and then I got to see Bowens from the Acclaim cut an awesome promo on him. And then they had a match, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I got to see CM Punk wrestle. It was sweet.
Yeah.
And if he comes back to WWE, I'm been fucking pumped because it's gonna piss off all these little snowflake AEW marks online. Yeah, with their little peach fuzz growing off their third chin.
Yeah, because we're winning in the demo ratings.
CM Punk is a generational talent, whether you love him or hate him.
Yep.
He stirs the pot.
Yep.
He pokes the bear.
Yep.
He's not horrible in the ring. He's phenomenal on the microphone.
Yep.
He calls it like he sees it.
Yep.
And he's no bullshit. If you got a problem with it, put your hands up.
Well, they feel threatened at work. Their lives are at stake.
Tony Khan needs to be more threatened that only 3,600 people showed up to his 4-year anniversary show in Stockton, California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know AEW's market in Stockton, California was so fruitful that you could run your 4-year anniversary show. You had 18,000 people in Washington, D.C. for the first episode of Dynamite.
Yeah.
And you can't even muster the 6th biggest high school football stadium in South Carolina's attendance. You suck.
But we don't hate AEW in this podcast, right?
No, I don't hate AEW either. I don't like their business decisions.
I was being sarcastic.
You know, they're running Chicago again in like a month and a half.
They have to.
4 shows.
They have to. And to be fair,
those Chicago shows are now becoming nothing.
Yeah,
they're becoming not like they're dwindling down to like there was like
they're watered down like
5,000 people as of like 2 days before their last big show, and then they gave away had a buy one get one and got up to like 9,000 for like All Out. I could be wrong about the numbers. You know, I don't follow them all that crazy from back then. I kind of pay attention to them more now.
Yeah,
they're dwindling. You can only say that you sold 73,000, 81,000, 90, whatever number keeps changing. And Wembley, that's awesome. That's incredible that you did that as a company. You should maybe go on a European tour and start selling out everybody everywhere in Wales. I don't understand why why not go on a European tour?
Yeah,
or something like that. You can make a whole shitload of money. Yeah. But you know what? If we're going to talk about all that in that league, we might as well start an AEW podcast as well.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I can talk all day about Tony Khan and his mishaps. But next up, back to Monday Night Raw.
Back to Monday Night Raw. Yeah. We left off.
Drew McIntyre.
One thing I wanted to add too is, and this is just my one of my biggest pet peeves is, so Seth Rollins has an injured back, right? That's the angle they're going for. I feel like this particular segment should have been last week's segment, because as someone who's broken their back, because I broke my back when I was 18 years old. If someone just tapped my back, I couldn't move. Like I could not move. And when he dropped Seth on the chair and Seth starts flopping like a fish out of water, I'm like, dude, you guys could have milked this injury. Like if it would have been done last week, you could have had Seth come out in this week in bandages strapped for his back, like sell the injury more. Don't just do something and he has a fucked up back and then hurt him and then he's fine the next fucking day or the next week. It doesn't work that way. Like, sell me the injury more. The injury is the main focus of this rivalry, but they're doing it all wrong. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
And it irked. Like, the segment was awesome, but that little piece irked me because as someone who's had it, that's not how it works.
No, I'm with you there, brother. I mean, sometimes the way they embellish some injuries and don't and then downplay some other ones for certain storylines, it makes no sense. Also, why is certain titles, you haven't defended in 30 days, you're going to be stripped, but here's Roman Reigns at 100.
Yeah.
And 2 days now, I think.
It's the inconsistency that drives me insane.
I'm a stickler for the rules.
Yeah, me too.
Because the rules are the rules. I like the rules, but they need to be
enforced
all around.
Yep.
And it would make everything, in AEW, some matches you get a 30 count, some matches they don't even count.
In some matches you don't even, it's a tag team match and no one tags in.
What's a tag?
What's a tag?
Yeah, what's a tag? All right, let's see here. So McIntyre comes out and he cuts a promo, and he's sick and tired of being in other fights, sticking his head.
Did you catch what he first said?
He doesn't belong.
Did you catch what he first said when he first walked into the ring? He's like, "What do you guys want to talk about?"
Oh shit! Then, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and then he goes off on his spiel.
Like Cody?
Yeah, like Cody.
Oh damn!
He said it so sarcastically though. Which they're teasing.
He said a few sarcastic things here.
Yeah. At the end too.
He said he's tired of being in other people's fights, sticking his head, facing no business that he has nothing to do with. He's going to stop being the savior. And he proceeds to call everyone in the back hypocrites for not helping, like he did, giving shit. like what does Drew McIntyre owe these people? They don't owe him a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Makes valid points later about nobody helped him when he was getting his ass whooped by the Bloodline. Yeah, where were all these people then? But then he also said, except for Cody. Cody gets a slide. No one talks shit about Cody.
You can't talk about shit.
Yeah. And then he proceeds to says he feels like he's in the Cody verse, which I thought was an interesting little statement.
Yeah. He was bashing on Cody like so nonchalantly about it, like he was just doing it. And so that match is coming.
Like everything he had to say, he said what he had to say, and he was like, and then that motherfucker Cody. Let's not forget about that son of a bitch.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Then he also says that anybody that forgives Jay, that forgiveness is a sign of weakness, and I full-heartedly agree with that.
Yeah.
But then one of the highlights, I think, that he's underrated, doesn't get enough props for how wonderful he does for the company. He puts in great work every week. It doesn't matter. Is the man, the legend, The Miz. Yeah. He comes out. He entertains me on the ring. He's like R-Truth. Like, he can never not entertain me.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. No matter how dumb it is, it's going to be entertaining. The tiny ball shtick has gone a little too far, but it's still in the realm of ball and dick jokes, so I'll roll with it. But he comes out and he proceeds to talk shit to Drew McIntyre about how he was hit last week. He was there to defend him. Drew continues to shut up, Miz, multiple times. And then the crowd starts chanting, "Shut up, Miz." So that was pretty good. Yeah. And then he said some line that when I heard it, it took me a while to remember what it's from.
Yeah.
And it was from Stand By Me. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention.
Yeah. Do you have the quote written down? I didn't write it down.
I didn't, but I was actually pulling it up.
Because I couldn't remember what he said, and I didn't want to rewind because I was enjoying. And so I just wrote, I don't know what the Miz just said, but he basically said, "Na na 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 boo boo."
Yes.
Like he was talking to like a toddler.
Yeah. It's like something about I grew up.
I grew up something, and you make me through. It took me a while, but I remembered it was from Stand By Me.
Yeah. That Miz is great.
He's phenomenal.
It's a lot of people bash on him, and you have to understand that the wrestling business, it's not just about going, working for a championship. It's everyone has their roles. It's a play. And Miz does a phenomenal job at completing his role, whether it's WWE champion, whether it's jobbing to Drew wearing a suit. He's great. He's arguably one of the greatest to ever do it.
You remember the Miztourage? That was awesome.
Miztourage was great.
Damien Mizdow.
Damien Mizdow was awesome.
God, I mean, when he went on that Intercontinental run in 2016 with the Miztourage into 2017, that was phenomenal work.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, that promo with him and Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack, that was awesome.
It was a shoot. They shot at each other, and not to mention he's great on the ring. He's not flashy, but he's great. He tells a story in the ring. Overall, I think he's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Miz is awesome. Speaking of Miz, he eats a future shock DDT during the match. Doesn't even get a Claymore. Not even a Claymore. You're gonna lose to a future shock DDT, which I think is awesome that he's finishing off people with more than one move. I love when people use multiple finishers. Yeah,
he finished them off because Drew took the turnbuckle padding off the turnbuckle corner, and Miz hit himself in the corner, and then that's when he did the future shock DDT.
Oh, okay. Because he's been hitting devastating claymores the past few weeks in stunning fashion.
Yeah, and I thought that was cool that he ended it with the DDT because it makes sense, hitting your head on the steel ring, and then bam. It's good.
Yeah, it's like Sami Zayn, just a blue thunder bomb every once in a while.
Yeah.
Or Kevin Owens pop-up power bomb. Those are awesome. A good little throwback.
Yeah.
I always liked when Undertaker would bust out a what is it? Last Ride out
Last
of
Ride.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I'm like, yes, Last Ride.
Yeah, it was good. Then he made it. He made it to his finisher.
Yeah, Undertaker ended up having 32 finishers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shy.
One of them was a tractor. You remember what he did, AJ Styles that one time?
Yeah. I like that.
Tractor taker.
It's a tractor taker.
Yeah, all right, but now we got the main event. I'm not even going to talk unless you want to speak on it. I when Cody has an interview on the ramp with a full entrance, I don't even watch.
Oh no, I don't care. It's so stupid. All right,
moving on to him.
But one thing I wanted to touch on the Drew stuff, and this is just what I had in my notes. I said, Drew looks hot in leather. That's all I had.
Yeah, he looked pretty sexy.
He's a good-looking fucker.
I mean, when he took off his skirt and his leather jacket, you didn't hear the women gasp. You heard all the gentlemen go, ooh.
Well, you heard me gasp. Yeah. That was me. That's how hard I gasped. And we're in different time zones.
Shit, dude. I had lust in my eyes for that man. You had lust in your eyes, Elizabeth. No, it was Drew McIntyre. Big dog, Dick McIntyre.
Big Dick McIntyre.
Yeah, Big Dick Mick.
He's just a good-looking guy. I can't,
You think he calls his dick Susan? What does he call his sword?
I don't know.
Abigail? Oh, fuck.
I don't know. He called his sword something.
He named it after his mom, so he probably doesn't call his dick that. Angela. Angie? Fuck it. It does not matter.
It's Angela.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't know.
I named my dick after my mom. That's weird.
So fucking weird.
All right. Then we got the main event. Tommaso Ciampa versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship of the world. This is a pretty good back and forth match. It's a standard beginning of a Gunther match where he just chops and beats the shit out of his opponent.
Yeah, it was good. Brutal.
Yeah. Brutal. And then eventually Ciampa starts working on Gunther's right arm to try to alleviate the chops. Little to his dismay, that does not work. Nope. He still chops him. But Gunther sells, like later in the match, every chop he sold phenomenal. All right, it is the Sicilian stretch. I got it written down. That's the name of the move. Called back to earlier, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. We called it the Sicilian slice. I did. Which is not a bad, that could be another finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does like sliced bread number 2, but he calls it the Sicilian slice number 2 bread.
Like the shiniest wizard. It's a different one.
All right, but he gets him in the Sicilian stretch. Gunther gets his foot on the rope. They have some back and forth chops. Gunther's selling his arm injury big time. And then just all of a sudden, he just goes power bomb, sleeper hold. Gunther retains. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I thought they were setting up the way this finished was, in my mind, how they were going to get the title off of Gunther is have a triple threat match at some point between him, Ciampa, and Gable.
Ooh, that would have been good.
And that way, either Ciampa and Gable pin or submit each other. Gunther doesn't take the loss, moves on to bigger, better things. That's what I thought. But all of a sudden, after the loss, Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser started beating down Ciampa, and out comes a returning Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling, and the crowd didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, to a crowd goes mild.
Crowd goes mild.
Well, first of all, look, I'm gonna be honest. When I heard Johnny's music, I didn't recognize it.
Well, that wasn't Johnny's music, whatever the hell that was.
Well, it's his Def Rebel music.
Oh, see, man, what happened to Rebel Heart, dude?
Yeah, because CFO Money took is what made.
Hold up, but what about like Shinsuke? What about
so they
other people I can't think the name of?
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. They pay for those rights, but those guys make way more money than the ones who got new entrance music.
Yeah, so it's they're so generic now.
They're so generic. So
there has to be another company as dope as like CFO Money, like that can do stuff like that.
Well, Def Rebel does, I think, a better job than some of these companies. The problem is that you've had these iconic songs for such a long time that no matter how good the next company comes in and makes this music, it's not going to be iconic as CFO Money. Look at the Jim Johnson music. Jim Johnson did great music, but you can't bring in new talent and make new music for somebody else because it's just not going to work. It's not going to have the same effect. So Gargano comes out to no pops. Even like I didn't recognize it. I was like, what's going on? Who is it? Like, who the hell's going to help him? And then it's Johnny. I'm like, that didn't make sense.
Everybody was looking like Roman Reigns when AJ Styles was like, who? What?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly. Because now, and then after I saw him, like, oh my God, you just wasted DIY versus Imperium. That was my thought.
Well, and so they come out, and like I said, the crowd didn't give. But here's another thing: Gunther starts walking to the back before Johnny comes out. Does he walk into Gorilla?
Oh,
and Johnny, and he sees Johnny, and Johnny's just like, "What's up, dude? Nothing to see here, man. I'm just." Like, because he walks past him, and then literally 2-3 seconds later, his music hits. And I know not in kayfabe, that shouldn't matter, but I'm just, as you're watching it, you're like, oh shit, like,
yeah,
did they pass each other? He's like, hey man, I'm about to go whoop your boy's ass here in a minute. But don't
Yeah.
worry, you're not going to see it because we're going to cut to Chucky because we're out of time.
Yeah. I don't know who you're coming after. I don't know if you're coming after my guys or coming after Ciampa. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened to Gunther. But yeah, flat. I mean, and people pop for their finishing move, but everyone pops for people's entrances, and this was fucking flat.
Well, the song didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, even if it was the Rebel Heart, they would have popped more just because a lot more people would have recognized it off the rip and would have just been like, "Oh shit, Johnny Gargano!"
Yep.
Like it would have gotten them. But they hear music and they have that split second of who the fuck?
Yeah.
And then they see it, and it's not as like an organic, just That's how I see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's
No, I agree. I mean, one of the basic fundamentals of wrestling is you have to have a good entrance music. You have to have something that the crowd's going to recognize you with, and if you don't, the crowd's not going to care. And this is what happened with Johnny.
My brother always said that you have to have 2 out of these 3 things for sure, or to be a good wrestler. And you have to have all 3. If you're not, you have to have a good entrance, good attire, good on the microphone.
Yeah.
And the only way that you can lose one of those things is if you're a good wrestler.
Yep. I agree.
If you're not a good wrestler, you can have the other 3 and you can be very successful in this business because you can entertain the shit out of people.
Yeah. Because yeah. I mean, look at like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Good on the mic, good attire, good entrance music. Like one of the most iconic entrance musics of all time. Was he good in the ring? He was decent. He wasn't great. But
yeah, absolutely.
He didn't need to be. The Rock didn't have good attire, but he had good entrance, good on the mic, and wrestled.
Dude. He'd come out wearing an $800 shirt, bro.
I didn't care for that.
You didn't care for that? Oh,
no,
man.
I didn't care for that. I actually never cared for The Rock.
Man,
you're
missing out on good stuff, dude.
Never. Well, because I was a WCW guy. I didn't care for the Attitude Era. So The Rock, and like I got to watch The Rock and Austin towards the end of the Attitude Era, towards the end of the careers after WCW broke down. So I didn't really like when at that time Rock wasn't coming out with the fancy stuff anymore. His attire was just kind of blah.
Oh, see, I grew up. I started watching probably 93 was like when I started watching on the regular as a kid. And so all the way up to Hogan turning heel. When I was 10 years old, I thought he was the most despicable son of a bitch on planet Earth.
Yeah.
They had me hook, line, and sinker. If
Yeah.
I'd have been 16 years old, he'd have been the baddest, coolest dude on the planet.
So you were smart.
That was the difference between the 2 age groups. Right?
Yeah.
And I grew up with Stone Cold and McMahon and that whole thing, and then The Rock coming up, and it was just so awesome.
Yeah.
Like I was watching every week with my brothers, the 4 of us, and it was just good fucking times.
Yeah.
It was popping on both shows. You could switch back and forth, and that was back when like 6 million people were watching professional wrestling
on the same
both
day.
Shows
on the same day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was great.
And now, like them getting, we live in a new age of technology and streaming services and all this other stuff. But they get over like 2.2 million. That's considered a success.
Yeah.
But then you also got 27 million people watching Taylor Swift watch a football game.
Jesus.
So, and she's contributing nothing to that game.
Yeah. Not to steer too much, but Kelsey, what Jason Kelsey said on this podcast, I want to say today, he's like, they're overkilling. The NFL's overkilling it with Taylor Swift. Yeah.
They're gonna drain some other people. They'll be tired of it by then. Yeah. It'll be another flash in the pan.
Yeah. But yeah, we live in an information society now where we get to choose. You know, we get to have both our cakes and eat it. Back then, it was like you either watch one all the time or you turn back and forth, and you didn't catch everything. Now we catch everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Like, for sure.
yeah.
All right, so we want to talk about what's happening this week at Fastlane.
Yeah, Fastlane. So Fastlane is this weekend, and it is going to be. Let's see here. I'm pulling
Please
it
tell
up.
me it's a low number.
It's a low number.
Yes.
What do you mean?
A low number of matches.
Oh, yeah. I lost me there for a second. Yeah, so we have five matches that are scheduled so far, and usually these pay-per-views are what, 2.5, 3 hours long. So
Dude, that's one thing since Triple H took over.
Mhm.
Pay-per-views are bare minimum an hour less than they used to be,
Well, they're like NXT shows.
and they're on Saturday.
Yeah, it's NXT all over again.
Yeah.
So Fastlane's coming from Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana,
Vroom, vroom.
and I think it's where the Pacers play, I believe.
That's not where they hold the Indy 500.
I don't know. I thought it was it's it's where the Pacers play. Yeah.
Oh man, I figured they had NASCAR there.
Yeah, because it's downtown Indianapolis, and it's like a block away from Lucas Oil Field.
Oh, okay. That's where the Indianapolis Colts play.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Well, what kind of matches we got this week?
So
man?
we got five. Like I mentioned, we got 5 scheduled matches that we barely found out what those were by the end of Raw, because we had, like you mentioned earlier, we teased one with Judgment Day and Cody Rhodes, but we didn't know who the partner was going to be. So we have 5 total matches. The first match.
We started with having a match where we didn't know the partner.
Yeah.
And we still have a match where we don't know one of the partners.
Which one's that?
Who's Santos and Ray's partner?
Oh, it's on here.
Oh, they've already said who it was?
Well, kind of. It's not
Selena Vega.
It's not Selena Vega, which I wish it was, but they already said they're not doing bra and panties matches anymore, so we don't care about women's wrestling any longer. Our hopes and dreams for women's wrestling has just down the drain.
What about thong and dong matches? Can we get one of those? Drew McIntyre versus
we kind of already get thong and dong matches with all the male wrestlers.
Thong and dong.
I mean, if you want to have a real lightsaber battle, you're gonna get Austin Theory and Drew McIntyre to fight with their hands behind their back.
Yeah, first one to drop trowel gets a number 1 contendership match next week for a number 1 contendership match.
We're gonna put them face down and spin them. Whoever slows down loses.
You're a Vince McMahon kiss my ass club. Welcome to the Drew McIntyre suck my cock club.
Oh, shit,
I call her Angela.
Jesus Christ. Because it reminds me of my mom.
Yeah.
All
right, so let's get back to this Fastlane paper.
All right, so Fastlane, like I mentioned, 5 matches. First off, I don't know if this is in order because I'm taking this off of the WWE website, but we have Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. I was able to pull out the wrestling odds for it, just for informational purposes. So Judgment Day.
I'd like to bet $1 to win a nickel.
Yeah, for sure. Because you could almost do it with the different match. I'll get to in a bit, but Judgment Day is favored minus 300. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are plus 200. So take that as you may.
Yeah, this match is just here to be here.
Yeah, I think Judgment Day goes over.
All it is making people not think about Priest holding that belt, case. They stopped having all these bullshit teases and Finn Balor botching his handing off the, they cut all that shit out.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to say it's happening this Saturday at Fastlane, but they're doing the thing where they are they're not making it a focal point of every little segment where something's happening with that said briefcase. Yeah. Now, do I care when he cashes in? Not fucking really. Just either get it over with so we can move on to the next thing, whatever. Probably going to be him and Finn battling next. Don't care. What match we got next?
Would you care if you knew that Damian Priest was winning, though, the belt? If it was a successful cash-in, would you care? I do. If it's a successful cash-in, I do care if Damian Priest gets the belt because I like Damian Priest.
Oh, I do too.
But if the way they're teasing it, making it like an unsuccessful cash-in, I don't care about the Money in the Bank. And I haven't cared about Money in the Bank for like the last 3 years.
See, like I said last week, if the guy carrying the briefcase right now was NXT Damian Priest, I would be fucking full 100% behind him, because I was pumped for him in NXT.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking awesome.
But not anymore.
And he still is. I'm tired of it. Unless mommy's on the screen, I really don't care for Judgment Day anymore. I'm tired of it.
So the next match is a 16 tag match. Oh, the next match listed. We got the Latino World Order with Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar. Thank you, GW. And either Joaquin Wilde or Cruz del Toro versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits.
Are we for sure we're out on Zelina Vega? She's not going to...
I mean, it says with Zelina Vega, so yeah, she's not going to wrestle.
She could drop a Hurricane Run off the,
I mean, unless the the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley come out with the girl from.
I'm going to go with the Butthurt Experience.
The Butthurt Experience, yeah.
Yeah. I think they're gonna win this. Hopefully something happens.
Yeah, I like I said last week too. Is like they need to start teasing. We know that LWO isn't successful. Like their merch isn't selling. They're cringe to watch on TV, and they know that it's cringe. So they have to start teasing the breakup. At least get Santos Escobar out of there, and let him do his own thing. If you want to keep LWO, keep Rey Mysterio, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro together with Zelina, but get Santos out of there. He's too big, in my opinion, for that stupid group. So,
I agree.
The next listed match is a triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship belt. Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Now, Chet, can you do me a favor and can you explain to me how triple threat matches work?
Well, see, during a triple threat match, there is no champion's advantage.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know if you're aware of this. There's no disqualifications. There's no rope breaks. There's no champion's advantage.
Okay. What about countouts?
No countouts. No countouts.
That doesn't make sense.
Now, just in case that you might have forgotten all that information I just gave you just 8 seconds ago.
I don't remember anything.
There is very good chance Cole and company are going to explain to you 3 to 17 times during the match.
God, I hope so.
Why Io Sky no longer carries the champion's advantage during this match due to triple threat rules, which they will explain the rules of that again and again.
I hope so, because I have a very short attention span.
But I done forgot. Like triple threat, does that mean like best of 3? Who's got the advantage? Who's the champion?
Who's the champion? It doesn't matter who the champion is.
When they let them start wrestling.
Because I just Googled what a triple threat match is, and it says here that the champion doesn't even have to be pinned for them to lose the belt.
I just Googled what triple threat was, and I forgot I was in Urban Dictionary, and I Googled. So, yeah.
I hope it took you to a good corn site.
Yeah.
because them devil triple threat matches are not good. Let's see here. The next one that we have is John Cena versus John Cena versus and LA Knight versus the Bloodline. Jim Uso and Solo Sikoa with
Jimbo Uso,
Paul Heyman ringside.
the wise man.
The wise man. And this is just a
hold on. I'm surprised it doesn't say with iPhone.
It does,
like it said with Zelina Vega.
You know what?
It should say Paul Heyman with iPhone.
I am on the Wikipedia website, and I'm going to change it on Wikipedia.
Yes. You have that kind of clearance, Clarence?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's just code.
I just learned how to read. Otis taught me, so I'm really not too keen on this stuff.
Oh no, it's just basic code. It's HTML code kind of. So you just copy and paste.
Bunch of ones and zeros, probably. Nerd.
That's binary. I used to do coding back in college.
I knew you talk about binary. I think you start talking about that new other shit. Binary. Non-binary. We're talking about ones and zeros, brother. I'm talking about ones and zeros too.
You talking about ones and zeros? I'm talking about X and Y's. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is the final episode.
We've been canceled for the 4th time this season.
Now we're just speaking to dead air.
Yeah.
It's just a regular phone call between me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who wins this match? Does Roman Reigns come out?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think so?
No.
He's not going to travel to Indiana for this show?
No, Roman Reigns is not scheduled until Friday the 13th.
But it says card subject to change.
Yeah, it sure does. Shit.
You got to be a little more optimistic.
I mean, Roman Reigns ain't going to be in Indiana on Saturday.
No.
This is not happening.
No.
There's no chance.
No chance.
Here's what's going to happen. Cena and LA Knight are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight's going to get his ass whooped all match.
Mm-hmm.
Cena's going to come in, take a couple bumps, get a big hot tag.
Mm-hmm. 5 moves of doom.
Yeah, 5 moves of doom. Solo spike, Jim splash, LA Knight save, BFT for the win. Roman Reigns now has his opponent for a crown jewel.
LA Knight.
That's what I'm thinking.
I hope you're wrong, to be honest with you.
I hope I'm wrong too, because I hope that they build LA Knight up. Because if they're going to give him a match with Roman Reigns, I hope it's at the Rumble with some build. Because every year there's somebody at the Rumble. It's a good opponent for the most part, unless it's Kane facing Brock Lesnar that one year. Like Kevin Owens facing Roman Reigns a couple times. You knew Kevin Owens wasn't going to win, but it was a good match.
The match was good,
and you were pumped for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they could do the same thing with LA Knight this year at the Rumble, where it has a little more hype to it.
Yeah, because he's not winning the belt anytime soon.
No, he's not going to win the belt. He's not winning the Rumble. Do I want both those things to happen? Yeah. Are they going to happen?
No.
Ain't fucking happening. Not on my watch. That says Vince McMahon. But I can see him doing it at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Just because. And they'll have a couple. Like I can't wait till they have a good promo. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, LA Knight comes out spitting hot fire.
Super hot fire.
Yeah.
What
we got? One more match left, I think.
One more match, and this is a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Between me, you, Nakamura, Rollins, our eyelids, and the TV. Last man standing.
Yeah.
By the time we get to this,
Seth freaking Rollins
best match outside of Cena on the card.
I don't even think the Cena match is going to be all that great.
No, I just think the crowd's going to make it good.
Yeah, exactly. I think potentially Io Sky, Asuka, and Charlotte Flair have the potential, the ability to have the best match of the card.
Probably
all three of them can go. But a last man standing match between Nakamura and Rollins should be a banger as well.
But he's got a bad back, dude.
But he's got a bad back. Can't carry it.
They asked him, like, what's happened? He's like, what's going on with your back? He just said spinal.
Spinal.
Like Mike Tyson?
Yeah. I broke my back. He needs to
broke
get
my back. What's going on? Spinal.
He needs to get a backiotomy.
Yeah, I need to get a backiotomy. Oh, my neck. My back. My neck and my back.
Fool, it ain't even wet back here.
Yeah. Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy.
I can't keep talking because we will get canceled for a fifth time.
I know.
In this episode.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, that's Fast Lane.
That's Fast Lane.
Slow Lane. Haha. This is horrible. Fast Lane shouldn't even be a pay-per-view. It doesn't make any sense to name a pay-per-view Fast Lane. Bring back Great Balls of Fire.
Dude, bring back Great Balls of Fire. First of all, that 5.5 minute between Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar was fucking awesome.
Dude, the best match Brock Lesnar ever had, in my opinion.
The Extreme Rules the month before where they had the fatal 5-way or whatever just to see who got to be in that match was fucking awesome. And then the multiple people, what is it? That Sasha Banks picture where she's coming out and they have it perfectly where it just says balls right next to her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so many highlights.
We get Payback, Fastlane, Roadblock, Suck Cock, Dildo, and what is it? Elimination Bang Bus.
Elimination. Oh, I would pay to watch that.
Can I get your passwords so only one of us has to pay? Sharing is caring, brother. That's what they say on the Bang Bus.
As long as you sell me.
That's the motto.
You got to sell me your half.
All right, so let's talk about a good pay-per-view that happened this week, or at least I wouldn't say good, but a notable one. Did you happen to catch the big boxing pay-per-view this past weekend?
I did. The match that happened in Las Vegas, Nevada, with Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. On paper, this fight was supposed to be decent. Live, it was not.
No. Well, Canelo, he did what he needed to do.
Well, this was a tune-up fight for Canelo because I think this answered, based on our last week's episode on who Canelo was going to fight, this answered the question, and his next opponent is going to be Bivol again. Because the only reason why he had Charlo up there was because he's the same exact height and has the same exact reach as Dimitri Bivol. The difference is that Dimitri Bivol is not a pushover like Jermell Charlo. So I don't understand why even Canelo took this match if it doesn't make any sense whatsoever why he did it.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Aside from that,
that's one of the reasons why he took the match. If you believe it is a tune-up for the rematch with Dimitri Bivol, then they're also saying coming out of this that Crawford wants the winner, but the only person after the fight even speaking Crawford's name was Charlo.
Yeah,
because he said that he would gladly move back down to 154 to face Crawford.
Yeah, I would want to watch that fight over Canelo Crawford, because Canelo, I don't know, man, he's just too smart. His ring IQ is it's ridiculous.
You think Canelo would work Bud Crawford?
Would he work Bud Crawford? Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I think it'd be pretty good.
The thing about Canelo is that he's because you have to understand this, and this is the argument that I have with boxing fans and boxing casual fans. There's a difference between being a boxer and a difference between being a fighter. Mayweather was a boxer. Muhammad Ali was a fighter. Two different types of styles. One's the GOAT of boxing, one's the GOAT of fighting. Canelo has both. Canelo is a boxer and a fighter. Canelo can outbox you in the ring. He can outfight you in the ring. And Crawford, he's just a boxer. He's not going to have that same ring IQ that Canelo and his team are going to have to put down Canelo, to put Crawford down. That's my opinion on that. Hey, and Canelo's too big. That's just, they have weight classes for a reason.
Yeah, they do. That's one of the best things about boxing. Like UFC needs more weight classes.
Yeah, UFC's
There's
way too
too
imbalanced.
big a discrepancy between weight, and then they also need to have a super heavyweight. They need to be letting 350-pound behemoths. They need to let Tugboat and goddamn Earthquake go out there and beat the shit out of each other.
Remember when they didn't have weight classes in the UFC?
Oh yeah, they'd have a 145-pound guy named Dat Young Win fighting some 500-pound behemoth,
sumo wrestler or whatever.
Yeah, sumo wrestler.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing with Canelo. After the Charlo fight, you can tell that Canelo can even when he fought. My son and I were talking about this. Even when Canelo fought Bivol, Canelo still got some great shots on Bivol, and Bivol could have easily dismembered Canelo if Canelo didn't hit hard. But Bivol had to step back a little bit and not go full combo on Canelo because Canelo could counter. And
wasn't that the fight Canelo hurt his wrist originally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he hurt his wrist the previous fight.
That's right.
Yeah,
that was the first fight where they were talking about it.
Yeah, and then he blamed the loss on the wrist. And it's like, bro, you knew you had a fucking shitty wrist. Why did you even take the fight?
Oh yeah. Hey, that's just like Jake Jake Paul's last fight. He was like, hey, before the fight, he was like, how you feeling? You got any problems physically? He's like, no, best fight camp I've ever had.
Yeah.
I have no injuries, nothing. After the fight, he loses. He goes, I came in here injured. I was hobbled. I had a bad knee. I broke my dick. And I'm like, dude, you just said you were fine.
Yeah, you just said you're fine.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, Chet, I know my respect doesn't go a long way, but my respects to Charlo at the end of the fight for taking the loss like a champ. He basically, he took it. He's like, I lost, and that's it. And even still losing, he still calls out Crawford because
dude, he talked a lot of shit.
He talks a lot of shit.
He wasn't able to back it up.
He wasn't able to back it up,
and he showed great class afterwards.
Great class.
And then he called his shot.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing to say is no.
Yeah, I mean, outside of him just being so blatantly disrespectful that it's awesome in that sense, he could have played it any better way.
Yeah,
yeah.
But in the fight itself, like I said, Canelo is just the Canelo team's IQ is just ridiculous. He cut off Charlo so that he couldn't move around the ring. His pace was faster than Charlo's so that he couldn't stand his ground. He couldn't come up with any good combinations. And when Charlo showed combos, he actually landed some hits against Canelo. And you couldn't. I don't know if you could tell this, but it was hard to distinguish that Charlo had more punches thrown than Canelo in that fight, and it didn't seem that way.
No, but there's a big discrepancy in those numbers landed.
Yes, of course,
huge.
But what I'm going at is that Charlo's punches were just 1-2s, 1-2s, 1-2s. When he did a 3-4 combination, those landed on Canelo. Charlo was trying to land his uppercut, and he missed every single time by a mile. He took Charlo out of his game, and that's what Canelo does. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't think the Crawford-Canelo fight would be any decent because Canelo's going to take Crawford out of his game.
Yeah, I mean, this fight alone, 50% of Canelo's shots were power punches. Landed or total shots. Only 20% of Charlo's shots were power punches. So yes, he was throwing more punches, but there wasn't as much behind him.
No,
Canelo landed 42-11 body shots. Those are devastating. Those break a fighter down faster than taking 4 to the chin. Sometimes, well, those body shots, they start breaking down around that ribs. and you take one to the liver, and you just drop. I mean,
you can't breathe.
Charlo dropped in the 7th round. It's only the second time he's been dropped in his career.
Yeah, and the way he dropped him was beautiful, man. Canelo has this charge up swing that Charlo thought he was coming overhand, and Canelo just changes it midair and kind of turns it to like a hook jab, and that's what. And Charlo wasn't expecting that, because if you look at the replay of the knockdown, Charlo wasn't rocked. He just didn't expect it. And he took the knee because he didn't want to get hurt.
No,
which is smart.
He took it like it looked like he ate it fine, and then he was like, oh shit.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit, he's gonna come after me. I gotta get down. And that's smart boxing. You know, from a sport standpoint, it's smart. As a fan, you know, you want to see them fucking knock each other's brains out. But from the sport point of view, you protect. That's him protecting himself at all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing too is
considering that he took almost twice as many shots as he delivered, wasn't a bad defensive game plan right there.
No, and Charlo looked fine. He no cuts. I mean, can't tell if he had bruises or not, but that's a different story. But Canelo didn't even sit down between rounds. He stood up most of the time. Which
I don't think he sat down once, actually.
Yeah, I don't think he sat down at all. Which in the boxing world, that's very disrespectful, because you're basically telling your opponent that you're in better shape than them.
If I was in that peak position, I would never sit down.
No, neither would I.
If that got in the other guy's head, even just a little bit, even had him guessing just for one round for 10 seconds, he thought about it. That got him out of his element for 10 seconds.
Yeah, and I was telling my son this. I said, after the first round, when I saw Canelo just standing, I said Canelo's he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him, and Charlo has no chance versus Canelo, because he did the same thing to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., where when he was getting ready for the Triple G fight to fight someone bigger, he took on Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and he realized in the first minute of the fight that he was not going to sit down the entire fight. He's like, I've been training my stamina, and he did the same thing to Charlo. Like, he showed boxing wise, was being disrespectful by that, which is great. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like I said, I'm not like we said earlier, I'm not a Canelo fan, but you can't hate on his craft. You can't hate on how great he is.
No, you can't. You can't deny his ability at all. He's a generational boxer. How he's only ranked number 4 in the pound for pound rankings, which the pound for pound rankings to me are a hawk of shit. Because first of all, Alexander Usyk is ranked 3 slots ahead of Tyson Fury for pound heavyweight. That is fucking ridiculous. You got to be out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Nope. And don't get me wrong, Alexander Usyk, he's a badass man. I think he fought for his country during this war or something like that. You know, and I'm not taking away from it, but he is not pound for pound better than Tyson Fury.
That was.
I mean, are you considering like Tyson Fury like 330 pounds? Are you doing that conversion scale pound for pound? I don't get it. And I'm not even saying Tyson Fury has to be the highest ranked pound for pound fighter in the world, because he's not. But he is the best heavyweight pound for pound fighter in the world.
The thing about pound for pound fighters is there's no set rule or guideline to what they consider pound for pound. So it's more of
wrestling leeway. Cards subject to change.
Yeah, it's more of a popularity thing. And you have them, like, for example, Noah Inoue. He's ranked number 2. He in the featherweight division, he hasn't really gone up against anybody.
No, he refuses to face me. That's what
noticeable. Yeah, and it's hard to defend him being a number 2 over Usyk and Canelo, but he hasn't really fought anybody. Dimitri Bivol hasn't fought anybody either besides Canelo, and he beat him, but that was a mismatch. And when he fought Gilberto Ramirez, that was just a beatdown, and he's ranked number 5 over Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At least the list that I'm looking at from ESPN.
It's the same one I read earlier today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because the pound for pound has Terrence Crawford number 1, Inoue number 2, Usyk 3, Alvarez 4, Bivol 5, Fury 6, Beterbiev number 7, Devin Haney number 8, Shakur Stevenson number 9, and Gervonta Davis number 10. Which Gervonta Davis shouldn't be on this list, because if you're a pound for pound best, usually it means that you're a good boxer, and you're overall great. And Gervonta Davis is he only has his strength and stamina to his credit, because he gets outboxed every single fight that he fights.
And that hype machine that's behind him.
Yeah. So pound for pound, you got to take those numbers with a grain of salt, because this is completely wrong. Yeah. So pound for pound, like we mentioned, is just more of a popularity contest, depending on what website. But that's all I had for boxing, and I just wanted to touch base on one thing with that's very interesting, and it means a lot to me and my community of what the part of Mexico where my family's from. So Canelo came out for the first time to Santa Fe Clan, which is a Mexican rapper. And the reason it's a sad and interesting fact. He came out to a specific song by a famous rapper in Mexico called Lefty SM, and Mauro Ronaldo mentioned it, but he messed up what it was. So Lefty SM comes from this town called San Luis Rio Colorado, which is where my family's from. That's where I was telling you where I have a house down there and everything. And Lefty was murdered in, I want to say, Guadalajara last month. So Canelo was down there in San Luis paying his respects when they buried him, and he had told people that he was going to pay homage to Lefty, the rapper that was murdered. So the song that they sang in the beginning was a famous song that was done by Lefty. And Mauro Ronaldo said that it was Santa Fe Clan and Lefty singing it, but it was actually Lefty, that one that passed away. Which is an interesting thing, because not a lot of people know about it, because it happened in the town where my family's from is maybe 5,000, 6,000 people. It's this very small town. So it didn't get the credit it deserved, because Lefty was a good rapper and a good person, and it's one of those unfortunate things that Canelo was trying to pay homage to, and it got a little flubbed on pay-per-view.
That was a pretty cool tribute by him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was great. It's good. It's one of those things where, like I said, yeah, a lot of people didn't, because again, it's no one cares about violence in Mexico, especially if it's a rapper or something like that.
I've seen every episode of Narcos. Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
I care about all the violence that goes down.
I
watched it all.
I'll tell you my narco stories next time we talk.
Nice. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's all I had for boxing. Let's see. You mentioned the other day that Tyson Fury is fighting who?
Francis Ngannou next month in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia's got two big events. They get to see Roman Reigns wrestle more than North America. And then they also get Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. And it's going to be a banger, folks. Tell you, he is going to get, I don't know who. I mean, I know Francis has been training with Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. And Francis is a bad man.
He's a bad man.
Deontay Wilder was a bad man with a bad right hand. I think Francis is maybe has a little more PSI poundage, wattage behind it. But Tyson Fury is just going to outbox him. He's going to outpoint him, and it's going to be awesome. Well, but they're not promoting this fight at all.
No, they don't. They don't need to.
The Alexander Usyk fight more than they are this fight.
Well, it's because the boxing federation doesn't care about this fight. That's just reality, because they know it's just another stunt fight. It's another gimmick fight that they're doing, like the KSI Logan Paul thing. That some people are saying it's a joke to the sport, but at the end of the day, we watch stuff to be entertained.
I don't think this one is a joke to the sport as much as a KSI fight.
No, not at all. But because he's not a professional boxer, that they take it that way. And the laws in Saudi Arabia are different, so he doesn't have to get his boxing license.
I mean, it's just like when Brock Lesnar went to UFC the first time at the beginning. They're like, he's a physical specimen, but we don't know if he can hang with these fighters. But heavyweight champion.
Beat the shit out of people.
You never know.
Yeah. I did want to point out some notable fights that I'm excited for. So November 16 in Las Vegas, you have Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin de los Santos for the vacant WBC lightweight title, which that's more of a tune-up fight for Shakur Stevenson because on December 9th in California, Regis Prograis is fighting Devin Haney. And the reason why I bring up those two fights because supposedly if Shakur and Devin Haney win,
there's no way boxing's going to gift us that.
They're teasing it. So if they both win, so they're teasing this potential super fight for June of next year.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be great. So we'll see.
Boxing has been giving us more fights lately. In previous years. Yeah,
the purses are bigger.
Yeah, the purses are bigger. Money talks.
Mm-hmm. So good stuff. Good stuff coming up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm dude, all the fight sport game for the rest of this year is awesome.
Yeah.
UFC's coming up 294, 295, 296. They're all going to be bangers for the rest of 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome.
I'm ready, man.
All right. Well, let's see. I got a couple bits of news, rumor, and speculation for wrestling from this past week. Nothing major, nothing crazy this week. Obviously, we touched on Edge. I don't know if we even spoke about it, actually. We spoke about it before, debuting for AEW.
Mm-hmm. Flat.
And so he's trademarked a few things.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm going to spell this out. It looks like it's pronounced legend, but it's pronounced like it has edge in the middle. So it's LEDGEND. Mm-hmm. And then he has the Iconoclast, the Rogue, and just Cope. I guess short for Adam Copeland. But unfortunately, sadly, God damn it, no trademarks for Sexton Hardcastle. Yeah, that's what I hope he was debuting as. If he'd have came out as Sexton Hardcastle, that debut would have been top 3 debuts of all time.
I think you can't go with Sexton Hardcastle because
Sexton Hardcock.
I don't think. Well, no, I don't. I just don't think anybody would have known who he was. Because
that was just for me. I don't care about them.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
You dork.
Yeah.
I thought you were serious, you fucker.
I was serious. I wanted to come out as Sexton Hardcastle. That would be incredible. And if he didn't come out as that, I saw one where they said he should come out as Ledge, and I guess that's where he's playing on Legend. And then another one said he should come out as Clifton, so he could be Clifton and Christian. And I don't know why that would make me laugh so hard, but it did. It's dumb as fuck. It was. Yeah. I don't know. Just seeing it written down made it look funny. Edge, Cliff.
That's so stupid.
It's dumb as fuck.
So dumb.
Other than that, Mustafa Ali was released from NXT, and last week they said he was supposed to win the NXT North American title. Apparently, reports are that is not true, per Brian Alvarez and his Wrestling Observer Radio. Whatever, people pay for that. Good, great for you.
People pay $13 for
Dominic Mysterio, but this week Trick Williams did. So it's They thought that there was going to be a rematch set up on Raw, but it ended up being on NXT.
Yeah. So can we give spoilers?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Dom won the NXT Championship.
No shit, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to know. So the whole point of that was that just so Trick Williams could win, just so what is the other guy? Carmelo Hayes, just so Carmelo Hayes could lose. Just so we could congratulate him, just to act jealous, just to drop the title, just to set up a feud. They could have done that without doing any of this.
Yes.
I hope
Yes,
that
I agree.
timeline sounded as stupid as it sounded coming out of my mouth.
No, it did.
Yeah.
It I think Carmelo Hayes is coming up. I think he's ready.
Yeah.
He's great. He's great.
He is great.
So,
but I mean, they made Trick Williams. I mean, he straight up said he was like, "I'm 6'4", 200 and something pounds," and I was like, "Oh." Like, and I thought that was like a jab at Carmelo, because Carmelo's small. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, for a small guy, he's big. And, I think he's going to be pretty good. I mean, I haven't been hating on his NXT run. He's been one of the better parts of NXT for the past, whenever they went from 2.0 to 2. Shawn Michaels to, he's been one of the highlights of the show, him and Trick Williams, even before they had their even split, I guess, which has turned into some peanut butter and jealousy.
Jesus Christ.
I don't fucking know.
It's so stupid.
Well, I call it like I see it. Stupid shit happens on Tuesdays.
Yes, it does. Oh, Lord, that's funny.
But that's all I got for,
for news.
Really rumors, news, anything like that. There were some injuries this week. I think Becky Lynch hurt her arm against Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, yeah. She had to get 11 stitches on that. Fucking looked like something bitter.
And then Damian Priest wasn't cleared, but they never said why. But Finn Balor wasn't even at the show. So maybe Finn was injured and they made it seem like it was Priest. I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah. I've been seeing that Finn for realsies got injured, but nothing major. I think it was more of just letting him rest for Fastlane.
One AEW injury I heard about today. I don't even know if it's really true, so I'm going to put this under the rumor speculation category. I don't know if you saw the spot from the Darby Allin Christian match where Christian
today.
scoop slammed him onto the Well, Darby Allin supposedly legitimately broke his arm in that spot.
Really?
Yeah.
I just saw the spot right now on Instagram when we first started the show too. But I didn't notice him injuring his arm.
And I'm not even 100% sure if that's true, but the person that I read that from, I'm not going to say they're 100%, but they hit more than they miss.
Yeah.
And usually when people report on like a broken arm and it's not WWE, it's usually for real.
Yeah.
You remember that time Shayna Baszler's broken everyone's arm in the women's division. They're back the next
year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So did Brock Lesnar with the Kimura lock.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, probably the third most devastating move in professional wrestling behind the back rake. And I don't know, maybe the reverse atomic drop to a female.
Yeah.
Pointless.
Yeah, and the roll up is the most devastating move.
Well, if you're Daniel Bryan or you live in the backwoods, because in that case, it's the end all be all.
Yeah,
might as well be the fucking Claymore and the 3D.
Yeah,
and the One Wing Angel. And unfortunately, for all three of those finishers, should never happen. Those all have been kicked out of one time.
Yeah. I like the One Winged Angel, but
I do too.
There's no finishers anymore in AEW.
No, there's still the One Winged Angel. It's only been kicked out of once, and it was stupid. And then Baron Corbin kicking out of the Claymore at WrestleMania. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah, and then the 3D was only kicked out one time.
You have it the reverse. It was Drew McIntyre kicking out of the End of Days.
Fuck, I did have it backwards. Yeah, that was bullshit too.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. So I had the right man. Yeah, dude, that End of Days was the most protected finisher ever. I love Baron Corbin. I miss sad ass sack of shit Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Ain't got $1 to his name, mustard on his shirt.
I like Lone Wolf Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I like Lone Wolf. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, what he's doing in NXT recently, this past week before No Mercy, at the end of the show, him and Braun Breaker beat the shit out of each other on a car.
Mm-hmm. Which is great.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Braun Breaker went to go spear Baron Corbin, and he moved out of the way. And apparently that Chevy Equinox had a stellar support system on that door because Braun Breaker hit the door and then almost bounced backwards a little bit because it did not snap off like he thought it was going to be. He ain't Brock Lesnar, okay?
No.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar will take a Cadillac and rip it apart.
Yeah.
While J&J Security watch shitting their pants.
And throw it at fans and hit fans.
Yeah, that was close too. Yeah, that could have been a big lawsuit.
Oh, I'm sure.
You got anything else for news and rumors, buddy?
No, nothing important.
Yeah, me neither. There's nothing really left to be said about some of this bullshit.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good way to end.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another wonderful episode of Sofa King Smart's podcast. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. You can find me at Chet Is Wrestling on all major social media networks. You can find him at Whobencio. How do you spell that, buddy?
It's WHOBENCIO on Instagram.
On Instagram. Come back next week. We're going to have another great episode. We are going to break down the action from SmackDown and Raw again, and we will also talk about all the comings and goings of this wonderful, delicious, can't wait to watch Fastlane. Mm-hmm. Restaurant quality, if you ask me. This Saturday, premium live event.
McDonald's quality.
The cock.
Yes, of course.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
Listen to our NFL recaps as well.
Yes, we do break down NFL recaps. We have all the great action. We break down who's good, who's bad, and who's shittier.
Yeah,
so
we'll cover.
You like the NFL and you like people talking shit about the NFL, you join us next week because that's all we do is crap on shitty teams.
See.
These nuts. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.